quiet for a second? Yeah? Jesse? What? Grandad's house, yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to another vlog. If this is your first vlog, welcome. There is a good variety on this channel of all sorts between racing and what I get up to away from racing. This vlog is actually going to be the first of the onboard laps. I've been lucky enough to get a load of footage off green light television. So yeah, the first one now is the Ulster Grand Prix. So I couldn't really decide whether to talk through the lap or just let the lap play and let you guys watch it. So I've done both. Basically the first lap is going to be setting off from the start line, what I feel like at that time, what's happening, who's there, and do that full lap, talk to you through the lap and what's different. And then the second lap you'll see will be the last lap of the race, so there's probably 5 laps in between that. I think it was a 6-lap race in total. So yeah, you'll see the difference in the biggest difference is probably the speed of the 2 laps. You know, the first one being slightly steadier because we're seeing the conditions and stuff. But yeah, so have a look. Hopefully you enjoy it. And yeah, talk you through what you're seeing and what I'm thinking at the present minute in time. So basically the 1 minute board has just been shown. So you'll see Neil and Graham here taking off the tyre warmers. Graham's just taking off the front stand. Graham's pretty much always the last guy to leave me, whether it's British Championship or anything. He's the last man that stays with me with the bike to make sure the bike starts okay and everything. You can see the rest of the guys are away there with the stands and the tyre warmers and stuff, and there goes Graham. So the bike's already up and running and stuff now. You look at the dash and you can see this is actually like a park mode on the dash. So if you see the bar at the top, it only actually goes to 6,000 RPM. So once the bike engages gear or detects any movement, whatever, the dash will then flip into race mode. So once everybody clears off the grid now, we'll click into race mode and you'll see the dash change. It's just something to look out for. And normally on a decent start on a 600, you want to be around sort of 10,000 RPM. Just to get the bike to pick off and stuff. But the trouble on the roads, because you run such long gear, and you have to be really careful not to melt the clutch. So that's probably a big thing you think about more so even than when you're in British Championship. You can see Noel now just with the board. He'll say engage gear. Over on your right hand side you can see the lights, so you see the dash just changed there now. So that's the dash onto race mode. See there at the start, the bike just dropped a little bit below 10, but it was near enough at 10 for the start. And it's not that important to get away first at the Ulster. You're nearly better getting away worse, because you see now I've got a good double slipstream. There's Hickman just past him, and there's Davy Todd, and because of Hickman's slipstream we've managed to get past him and into turn 1. I don't know the names of any of the corners, but it doesn't really slow me down, so it doesn't matter. But normally that would be 6th back to 5th, back to 4th, and then right through all this in 4th gear, and then I go back to 2nd on the first lap because the tyre's a bit cooler and the bike will back in far more if you do go back to 1st. But sometimes you go back to 1st just to pick up better. And then blue lights you'll see flashing, or the shift lights on the dash, so that tells me when to shift gear. Normally I don't really look at them. It looks quite bright on this here. And when you get a good run, you'll be up to 6th gear, obviously up that hill and stuff, but we've just got a bit steadier out of there and back to 5th, 4 Deers leap normally. We're straight back up to 5th gear again. I'm probably stood up on the seat a little bit. You'll see on the other lap later maybe where it's split, just to get over them jumps and stuff, and back down. It's still quite damp there under the trees, and back to 3rd gear, and then damp again here. Which is something you have to think about even when you're passing, because you have to go offline. There's a dry line on the racing line obviously, but anyway off it and you're into the hedge pretty much. But this is a slippy corner even at the best at times, especially when it's wet. But when it's dry, the grip level's always down because the tarmac's so off. But this same here actually, because Dean Harrison and Guy Martin's crashed there. But now you're on the run. This is my favourite part of the track. You're back up to 5th and 6th gear. You'll hold 5th gear the whole way around here, and on the faster lap later on, you'll see they'll be right up on the rev range, but this being the first lap of the race is slightly steadier. Back to third gear now. You brake a little bit earlier, and I'm on the gas earlier just before the apex even, because the entry isn't that important. It's the run out now, so you're running the whole way up here, Joey's Windmill, and it's such a long distance and a drag uphill, especially on a 600, so it's far more important to get the run through and out of the corner than being a little bit faster into the corner. You can see here the road's still wet again on either side of the track. That's probably my favourite corner on the whole circuit, to be honest. Down here there's a big bump just before the braking marker, which it seems to upset a big bike more than the 600, I think, especially with the full fuel tank and stuff, but slightly a bit wide there going in. But and then again now down into the hairpin, this is probably the only place where you're always back to first gear, and the bike even feels low in the RPM because of the tall gearing, but nice tidy tight line, so nobody's getting up the inside. But you won't be thinking about that on the first lap. It's the last one that's more important. You can see the helicopter there up on the right hand side, just keeping an eye on us. But up to fourth gear, this is quite a technical part of the track here, because you go off camber a little bit and that jump over the road, so you need to be on the power over that there just to keep the bike the bike stable. And this is another part at the end of the lap where you'll notice that I'm in fifth gear and not fourth, so the speed difference is quite big between the start and the end of the lap. And here we are coming up onto the last corner and ready to get a really good run onto the second lap round. But that's my view of the lap and what I'd be thinking about and stuff at certain times. And
first of our onboard laps. Really hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching the footage back because I don't normally get a chance to get hold of footage like this. So yeah, really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And like I said before, I'm nowhere near being a pro at doing this. So if you've got any comments or whatever you think I should do different or what you would like to see, please definitely put in the comment section below. Alright, thanks for watching.